fitting in versus belonging. When we're trying to fit in, we're looking to do the things, be the way we think we're supposed to be for someone else to accept us. For society in general, what does society say I should be doing with my life? For our families or smaller social circles, how am I supposed to look? What's the amount of money I'm supposed to have? Things like that. Or even in our intimate partnerships. How do I need to be for this person to stay with me, for this person to want me? So do I need to lose weight? Do I need to make more money? Do I need to keep the perfect house? What do I need to do in order to keep this person with me? So when we're trying to fit in all the time, we are making choices and trying to create ourselves in order to fit somebody else's expectation. And it feels really unfulfilling. There's a sadness inside when you're trying to do that because you're not authentically expressing yourself. In fact, I've had clients who are in that position when we start working together, and they're like, I don't want to make them upset, talking about their partner or their family. I don't want to make them upset. I don't want to do the wrong thing. I don't want to push them away. I don't want to rock the boat. So they're quiet about what it is that's really true for them. Or they're always working on showing a different self to their partner, and it's not their true self. Belonging is different than fitting in. Belonging comes from belonging to yourself, or at least I'm going to define it that way in this conversation. When you belong to yourself, you will fit in anywhere. And if you've ever listened to Brené Brown, she talks about this a lot. I would say this is one of her core messages as well. But belonging to yourself, when you're true and honest with yourself, you don't need to try to fit in because you bring your belongingness with you. You belong to yourself, so there is no feeling or need like I have to fit in. I already belong. I already belong wherever I go. And just think about if that's how your relationships were, if you lived in that place of belonging to yourself, the freedom to be with the people in your life. Doesn't mean there's not going to be conflict. It doesn't mean everybody's always going to accept you, but you know who you are and you bring that belonging and that connection to yourself to every relationship. That's where deeper relationships can happen. People who are looking to fit in then feel that the relationship is not very deep because it's not really based on anything true. So fitting in versus belonging, when you belong to yourself, makes all the difference in the world. And I want you to think about the relationships that you have in your life and where have you been able to do that? Where have you stopped yourself from doing that? The workshop for July, if you're new in my world, I do workshops most every month of the year. A couple of months I don't, but most every month. And the workshop for July is on relationships. And we'll look at the dynamic that can show up. You can bring your own relationship to the conversation and apply the things that we talk about, but dismantling where the relationships aren't working, why we're making the choices that we're making, and giving you some really specific tools to take away in order to shift that. But fitting in versus belonging is a great place to start that conversation. Where do you belong to yourself? Belonging to yourself is the place to start because the most important relationship that you will ever have is with yourself. The relationship that you have with yourself comes from your source that created you, comes from being created and acknowledging that source connection and that sense of self. And then you bring a very different person to every relationship that you have, and you open up new possibilities. So if fitting in versus belonging resonates with you, or you just want to have some great tools and some clarity on your relationships, click the link. Whoever registers will get a replay whether you're there or not. Okay? Have a good day.